Hello everyone, welcome to Yamaguchi Japan Speaking Tube Radio. I'm your host, Dr.Issa. This is episode 77 or 77. I have just taken their examination at Open University. So this subject was the theme of the subject is to understand the world religions and the problem between controversy on which island is which country problem, so called. I don't know how to explain that kind of problem. So, would you please, just a minute, I'd like to use a dictionary to check exactly what I should this. I can't find territory problem or territorial issue. It's kind of. For example, there in Japan, there is islands above islands northeast area from Hokkaido. That problem is Japan has a territorial issue, a dispute with Russia, like that. So, but today the test is kind of report. During the test time, 15 minutes. Yeah, 15 minutes. I wrote. So we wrote a specific question about the specific question. That today's question was I'm now looking for how to pronounce in English. I know, but Zoroastrianism means maybe it is a very old religion, but which affect other big religions in the world. So I wrote. And I think my report is must be very good. So I got a very good score. Of course, I can get credit in this subject. And so I have to say, now it is kind of typhoon I've already mentioned, and thanks to this typhoon, the reception of a bookmark it was cancelled, and there is another event in Shunan City, which is next to Yamaguchi City. It is about 1 hour or 1.5 hour from my apartment. And their event, I said, the event is the creator who make movies of the moon organizes the event, and the event is in the first the event is today and yesterday. So I thought I would go to the second day to see the movie, and there is another artists or, to be honest, with announcer to read aloud and poet or something. I heard, and so one of my colleagues support the event, and I know they're all of them. So it is a very good chance. I thought it was a very good chance to go to there, and their space is very interesting and very good atmosphere, which has very good atmosphere. But I don't enter their place. I only look. I sometimes look outside at their exteriors of the place, but to be honest, I don't enter the place. So it is very good. I thought it was a very good opportunity to enter and check the place. But thanks to this typhoon, their event of the 2 days of the event. So therefore, in other words, today's event was cancelled. So I have just gotten their information from the Facebook. So I have plenty of time today's afternoon. So I think the kind of God order me just to study Latin language, so, and practice violin is my kind of destiny, today's destiny. Okay, so the examination of Latin language, and to be honest, there is another subject which is about sound, but very general, not so deeply specialized subject. But anyway, in that case, although I have a lot of knowledge compared to other people, and nothing to brag about that. But in that situation, of course, I need to study because it is a test, and I have to memorize. And Latin language, I don't know. To be honest, I don't know Latin language at all. So it is very difficult, just difficult. But I think Latin language is very systematic. I think systematic and complicated, and of course there's some irregular verbs. Irregular verbs, and it is very difficult to memorize, and it's not so perfect language. There is exceptions, but I think the idea or structure of the Latin language is a very systematic. I feel that it is, and I think it is very, it is so difficult to learning the modern languages, for learning French or learning German, while learning Russian or Chinese, the Korean language. It is so it is practical to make communicate with people in that particular languages, but in Latin it is not so directly practical, because I cannot imagine to that I have to communicate with someone with only Latin languages. Latin language. Of course, it is very rare occasion. I cannot imagine that, but that's why I can focus the language itself. There is no communication matter, because if I am now speaking in English, and if I speak English, and especially with the other person, there is a lot of clue, I cannot focus on only. I cannot. I think I didn't just focus on just their language, Of course, the content the language contain, and I can feel their facial and the vocal expression, the gesture, and so I have to concern about that, how feel the person or something. It's a lot of factors, but they're very old classical language, especially the written language, I think, anymore. To be honest, 2,100 years ago, there is a very absolute living language, but now it's a very special, specific language. We can, there is some textbooks, some text from their medieval or more older ages, or 2,000 years ago, or 2,100 years ago. So there we cannot hear directly their voice, their facial expressions. We can image, and we have plenty of time to image their writer, how the writer feel, what is their theme the writers want to convey, and the pronunciation. There is some kind. There are researchers on Latin, who is studying Latin. Explain how to pronounce about the Latin language, but we cannot perfectly recreate or perfectly understand how the language was pronounced that time. So it is interesting. So if there were a kind of time machine, I would, the researchers, especially the researchers, would like to go the 2,100 years ago in Rome with the IC recorder. So anyway, I have to study anything. Thank you for listening to Speaking Tube Radio. Have a nice day. Bye later.